Start. Okay, everybody, it's Evan. I hope y'all can hear me. Oh, sorry. I'm trying to not yell. I don't want to annoy anyone with my voice. Apparently, my voice carries. I'm trying to be quiet. It's weird how we're reminded of shit. I was watching Columbo. Decided to look up something on my phone. Got prompted to pull up YouTube. The next thing I know, I'm watching a video about the fourth dimension with Carl Sagan, which reminds me of The Tesseract from A Wrinkle in Time by Madeline Engel, which was a book I read when I was probably 13. I don't remember why I read it. I think I read it for a book report. And if I did read it for a book report, I couldn't tell you how the hell I found out about the book. It may have been my gammy. I don't remember. But somebody said, hey, you probably would like this book. Here's what it's about. And I went, huh? And I read it. Which makes me think of vibration. And how some people don't vibrate for the team you think they vibrate for. They vibrate for the opposite team, or what would be considered a team that works against or resists the thing that you're vibrating about. And sometimes it's hard to get people to see the perspective of vibration you're on, such as, say, you know somebody and they, when you see them, and I used to be guilty of this, which is why I'm bringing this up as an example, and sometimes I probably still am, and I try to be mindful to not be this way around people, because it is kind of a bummer. But sometimes you meet people, and you are somehow attracted to being around them for some reason, and I'm not talking in a romantic way. I'm just saying you might find yourself clicking more with certain people, or find things about people, certain individuals, and you find yourself hanging around them more than you other people, and they vibe a little low, meaning they might talk about negative things a lot, or they might complain about things a lot more than they speak about other things that are like cheery and airy and fun, which is completely the normalcy to have both things of that experience, like have good and what we call bad experiences in life. That's life. However, when you're around people that constantly focus on the darker side of things, or the negative side of things, it can also bring your vibe down if you allow it. There's a lot of people that, if you'll notice, doesn't matter what's going on in their life, they're like some of the super happiest, cheery people ever. And sometimes, and more than not, I believe they found that those are the people that are usually, that don't have much at all, or are what considered financially the poorest people. Some of those people are some of the happiest people in the US. That's kind of interesting, but that's the truth for some people. Anywho, what I'm trying to get at is, if you find yourself around people that are a little on the low side of the vibration, what I call, vibration, sometimes they'll look at you and go, well, what are you up there vibing about? Why are you here and I'm here? And I try to tell them in a really polite way, or not sound like I'm belittling them, because I'm awesome right here. This is awesome. And you could be vibing at some awesomeness too, if you'd let go of some of the things that are putting you down here and the less awesome stuff. And some of those people get mad at you, and they go, oh, so you think you're better than me? And I'm like, no, it's not that my awesomeness is better than your awesomeness. It's just that where your awesomeness is, if you actually look up, you can see that there's even more awesomeness. It's better than the awesomeness of experience of awesomeness you're having. And that where I am vibing, what you think is like better than you, is actually only halfway to the awesomeness that I want to be. Because where I am here, there's some awesomeness up here that's even more awesomeness than the awesomeness that I'm experiencing and the awesomeness that you're experiencing. There's way more awesomeness. So, if you can kind of remember that, and not in the sense that the awesomeness up here is giving you the finger and going, hey, you're down there in this awesomeness and I'm up here in this awesomeness. No, if you can have the perspective of, oh yeah, actually that's where I want to be. Remember when I started this whole thing, that was the awesomeness I wanted to experience, and I can be at that awesomeness. If I release some of the things that are keeping me down in this awesomeness, and try not to be mad at the ones that are at this awesomeness, because we're all at our own levels of awesomeness. That was a mouthful. And now I don't want to say the word awesome for a very long time. So, I'm going to get off this crazy train called a video and go to bed, I think, because it's kind of late. So, appreciate you watching this video if you did. I hope you understood what I was saying. I hope it doesn't sound convoluted and confusing. Just understand that everything is at a vibration. Everything is at a vibration. Everything. It's a vibe. When people are like, vibe, they literally are, if they understand and they're intellectual enough to understand what everyone's speaking about when they call about vibration and stuff, it's a frequency. It's a frequency of vibration, a modal frequency, if you want to call it. I don't know. Sound is vibration. This whole place runs off of sound, in my opinion. So, anywho, figure out where your awesomeness is, because there's always some other awesomeness that's even more awesome than the awesomeness you're experiencing, which is probably really cool awesomeness. Just know there's even more awesome awesomeness available to you always. Okay? See you guys later.